So honestly, you're not gonna go into this box for photons, right? There's an
Do
agenda
you know
for
how many people
photons.
went into this box just for photons?
Yeah, I did.
What's up, everybody? Circus here, coming at you with the box 1 week later. This time we're gonna be doing Photon of Galaxy. I got Kamel here with me. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, Circus, and I'm filling in for Number Hunter Kamel. You know, he couldn't make it, but I know he wanted to talk about the box a lot. So he left me some notes here, so I'm just gonna read off of them. So yeah, Photon of Galaxy, the 30-second mini box added to Duel Links, and what it brought with it was the Photon archetype and some new powerful Xyz monsters with lingering effects,
Yes.
which are very powerful. And these are some effects that we desperately needed Xyz monsters to have. They're definitely a niche that we don't really have in the meta right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that is something that I've liked. Each Xyz box so far has kind of had a theme as to which monsters they release in it. Infinite Ray, if you guys don't know, it basically had like rank up. You know, you Xyz, they put an Xyz on top of an Xyz.
Right.
This one has Xyz monsters with lingering effects. So that means Roach negating the effects of the monsters, Bouncer negating the monsters, you know, whatever. Level and Sin being able to take the guys, Abyss Dweller negating the graveyard. So what do you think about the box before we get into what I think?
Personally,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's maybe a one-time through for the Xyz monsters.
Mm-hmm.
That would be my recommendation. I guess if you want multiple of the Xyz, you'd have to go maybe twice through, but I would reset after you get the SRs. Well, I guess you need the Abyss Dweller. You probably need 2 of those. 1 to 2 if you're playing, you know. I wouldn't buy it for photons. I wouldn't buy it for onomatopoeia.
Yeah. So looking at this, right, this is a mini box, and we typically judge mini boxes based on what deck is wholly included in it, because most mini boxes do include an entire deck, and what tech cards are alongside it. Now, Xyz monsters, extra deck monsters are tech cards, so we're going to include those. But let's look at the main drawing point, photons.
Photons, right? Yeah, this is
photons.
This one I feel like hurts you a little bit, Kamel. You know, because I went in, I played the event, I went in on the box, I did everything you told me to do.
Yeah, you did.
And look where we're at now. 1 week later.
So
are you still playing Photons?
I'm going to read here off of Number Hunter Kamel's notes he left me. All right, so he wanted to say a couple things to new players first. You have to... So looking at a box, we usually judge it, like I just said, on the archetype that it is in. And most boxes include an archetype, and photons are in a weird place. Photons are never going to be an archetype where you're going to be able to effectively play them with just the mini box. No matter how many times you get it, you can buy it 3 times. They have plans for this archetype, and they are stagnating the release of the support. So it is not going to be effective in any sense in its mini box release. Compared to other decks that we've seen, they gave them, while they also did not give decks like Spellbooks all of their support, Rashir Nui or your Senjus, all of their support, they gave them enough for, I feel like, for you to justify being able to go in on a mini box with them. And not all of those decks as well required you to go through the box 3 times and get 2 URs 3 times. Another thing about those other decks, they probably could have stood alone with just the cards that you got from the mini box. And that is the case with a lot of those archetypes because there's nothing special. They don't have to plan on mitigating the release of future cards down the road. They can just kind of release them in another mini box whenever they want. But because they have an agenda with photons, you really feel that in this mini box. There are a lot of unplayable cards. There are about only 4 photon cards in this box that you are going to be playing in
There's
in
way
your
more
Photon.
Photon cards though. I was surprised because I started going through them earlier today looking. I'm like, there's all these like Photon ones near the bottom, and you're not gonna use any of them. Here we go. Caesar, Pirate. What else? Circle. I mean, there's all these cards. Leo, Saber Tiger.
I kind of discussed this in my what video was that? What does
Kamel thinks?
What does Kamel think about Photon's initial release?
Yeah.
Not Number Hunter Kamel. So in that video, I talked about how that they are splitting the release of Photons between Photons and Galaxy. And what we have here is they are dumping all the Photon cards because none of them they're safe. And when they release Photons the next time, they're going to release, the Galaxy cards and dump whatever Galaxy cards that are going to be safe in there so they don't have to overload the box with a bunch of stuff. Obviously, there's going to be reprints and such. But because of that, what we have here is very lacking. Photons at the moment do not have any resource management. They don't have any built-in defense.
No recovery.
No recovery. They don't even have effects during your opponent's turn except the battle phase. Galaxy has Photon Dragon. While its effect is nice, it is way too specific in this meta, only being able to be activated during attack declaration or the battle step.
I completely forget that is there when I play that deck.
It is far too late.
Yeah.
For a deck that has targeting banishing and a quick play spell, you are extremely susceptible to that and just about any other disruption card at all points in the duel. And
your spell only works with that stupid dragon out on the field.
Yeah,
that's terrible.
It is much like what is another deck that gets interrupted very quickly that we've been talking about recently. If this deck gets interrupted in any point of the Photon monsters being summoned, Thrasher, Vanishers, the Xyz monster that summons Galaxy Eyes, you are in trouble. You're not going to be able to do anything. Your removal options are not going to be able to be used because they're only usable when you have Galaxy Eyes on the field. And then after that, that's it. Your resources are under that Xyz monster that they just stopped, or they're in the graveyard now because you have no way to search monsters, no way to reliably draw defense options, and your skill. I cannot believe people say Galaxy Photon is as good of a skill as it is.
It's broken.
It doesn't help you
at all.
Help the problem. It doesn't help the problem of the deck, right? That's what a skill should do. It should target the weakness of the deck and help you, try to mitigate it. That's what all the good skills in the game are doing.
I could search Galaxy Cyclone with it.
Galaxy Photon is taking monsters out of your hand that you need to Xyz summon and summon Galaxy Eyes and give you Galaxy Speller Traps. So you're taking monsters, I can destroy a set card. Taking monsters, I can banish a card. That's fine if I draw 3 or 4 monsters.
Right.
But when I don't, because I'm not using a consistency skill, having Galaxy Cyclone is going to hurt me more times than it is going to help me, unfortunately.
Yeah, definitely.
And all of that just combined makes Photons bad.
Have you thought of running Hammer Shot in there? It's in the box. It's an SR.
Hammer Shot is OG card, man. I should run it just for the memes. Hammer Shot is one of those OG cards.
Or United We Stand.
United We Stand. So honestly, you're not gonna go into this box for Photons, right? There's an agenda for Photons.
You know how many people went into this box just for Photons?
Yeah, I did. And but there is gonna be a new box for Photons like many months away. So don't even play Photons until then, guys. If
2 to 3 months probably, right?
Oh, if you're lucky. Are you kidding me? Let's not get into that. Those cards aren't in the game. So what other cards are in this box that are not
Automats?
You mean the Automat?
Onomatopoeia.
That is in this box, and that is Gagaga Head. This card has seen play in some Onomatopoeia decks. Tournament lists we've seen. I don't think they've won anything, but they have been placing pretty good. And this is okay. The Dodo Dwarf Go 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 Glove. This is the real power card that has been added to the game with this box, and it is just another special summon from the hand. Being able to special summon when you have a Utopic Onomatopoeia, and then it comes back from the graveyard after you've already used it. It is usable as an Xyz enabler twice, which is what you need in Onomatopoeia. Very good. This is an extremely good card for Xyz era as a whole. And if you do like Onomatopoeia, this is a good card. But the thing is,
you got to spend that money, though. You got to get the structure deck.
Should you look towards getting this card in Gaga Head if you are going in without having all of the other Onomatopoeia cards? No. That's because you're going to need the most versatile one, Utopic Onomatopoeia, which is in Shining Hope. So you're starting to see even Onomatopoeia is being drip fed to us slowly. So a lot of these mini boxes in the Xyz era, I do not believe we had a very good one yet. The support in a lot of these archetypes are really being
Konami's
strung
got
out.
to figure it out, man. They got to figure it out. You
Oh,
know,
no, they got to figure it out. Yeah, for sure.
as players, no, we just we're always just so, oh, it's Photons, I'm so happy. Now, if they just gave me this card from the TCG, this deck would be broken.
Facts.
But that's,
All right.
I think that's the way it's going to be, right? I bet we'll see a Photon structure deck.
Yeah, no. Sorry.
Galaxy structure deck?
No.
Don't think so?
Anyway, what's left in this box to talk about? Onomatopoeia, Photons. There's the Xyz monsters. And we have a great lineup of 5 Xyz monsters. All of them pretty good. Abyss Dweller, probably the most notable negating graveyard effects. This is amazing. I think that if you are going into this box as a player without any ties to the other archetypes in this boxes, this is probably one of the most worth boxes so far on the pretense of just the Xyz monsters alone. Abyss Dweller, Photon, Strike Bouncer, Ghost Trick Alucard even. Rank 3, if you can make it, it's one of those cards I think it will be nice to have. Whenever we get a deck that can make rank 3s, it'll be good. I think you should be...
Pals, hello?
Yeah. I think you should be taking the opportunity to get cards like these whenever they come up, because they're just, easy. Easy, really good effect. Destroy set cards, rank 3, 2 level 3s. Steel, Swarm, Roach, another very accessible rank 4. Negate special summons. We do not have too many effects like that in the game. And Malevolent Sin, just take a guy for 2 materials. Honestly,
that looks good in Noble Knights. That's a good Noble Knights card. We saw Neg1 using it.
Yeah. Honestly, I can't complain about any of the Xyz monsters as SRs or URs. I think they're all very good. And if you are someone who does not depend on gems as their only resource and you don't have to get staples, I'd go in to pick up 1 copy of each of those cards.
I'd pick up 2. Right? Well, don't you want 2 of the Abyss Dweller? I guess it depends on what deck you're playing.
2 unless you're gonna, play water
deck or yeah.
Abyss Dweller is really useful when you're pinpointing what you need it to use it for. So if you're using it turn 1 against Blue Eyes, yeah, you're using it turn 1 against Blue Eyes to negate that stone, but then you're like, all right, I've got to win the duel next turn. I won't one more of these effects. I cannot let the duel drag on. I can't even make it to summon 2 Abyss Dwellers.
But yeah, I guess 1 Xyz of each would be fine, but I always like having backups. In case I rip a card or crinkle it or something, bend the corners on it. I always got the backups. But I think overall, like we said, this box is maybe a 1-time through. Maybe 2 if you like to collect like I do. Have backups, but besides that...
I'm going to give this box a DLE Kamel score of 6 out of 10 based solely on the fact that you should pick up the Xyz monsters. I think anyone who thought about Photons, I'm sorry. Think again when Konami brings it around in a main box. For most Xyz, major Xyz archetypes that you can think of that are tied to characters, that will be what happens. They're going to be split up between multiple boxes, or they're going to be very far down the road. So don't get tripped up about Photons, but if you're looking for some very solid Xyz monsters to help you in just about any modern deck, Photonic Galaxy has some of that.
I would give it a thumb sideways or down, slightly down, but then the Xyz make it a thumb sideways.
Yeah,
That's where I would put it.
I'd say about the same.
Not great, but not bad. Not bad. Good XZs.
Not great, not bad. It's
Bad
not
decks.
a bad box. There's something good that came of it. I believe. Flames of Volcano, that was a bad box. Photons of Galaxy, we got something out of it.
Depends on what deck you're playing. You could probably just skip this box.
Yeah, honestly, there's nothing that you need here immediately. Everything here you can just get down the road when a deck comes out that you want to play that makes very good use of one of these exist monsters.
Yeah.
That's all you need. You don't need to look at this and say, I need Abyss Dweller, it's hot right now. I need Photon Strike Bouncer, it's hot right now. You can just wait.
Yeah, wait and see. Let us be stupid and spend the money for you, and we'll figure out what's going on. And we won't give you any BS, right? Nothing's top tier
Definitely
here.
Nothing is top tier. And we'll see. There's a Casey Cup around the corner. I know a lot of people are hoping for nerfs, but I don't think that even after a ban list that anything here will rise to the top.
No.
A lot of people would try to make the case that Water Deck in Onomatopoeia could see more play if archetypes like Noble Knights and Blue Eyes and Desperado and Thunder Dragons were to receive hits. But I think that those decks need a lot more optimization for them to become good. I think there's a lot more decks that are in line to rise to the top before these Xyz decks. I think they have a lot more of their strategy that is just missing key parts to it to become top tier decks. I don't think they're there yet.
I think everybody thinks the next ban list is just gonna get rid of all these decks that we don't like right now, like Noble Knights and Blue Eyes and whatnot. I think it's just gonna slow them down slightly, so that other decks can keep up, and then they're just gonna release some new hotness that can compete with them.
Slap on the wrist nerves, the semi limits. Expect stuff like that.
We're like 11 months away from a real ban list on that on Noble Knights, guys.
Yeah, it's the first Xyz deck, man. There's no way they're gonna axe it just like that.
Yeah, there's no way. It's gonna last a good year.
Yep, something like that. All right, guys.
Kamel's done. He's like, turn the video off, Circus. I got things to do. I gotta watch my stories. And I'm not even kidding about that. That's usually what it is.
Let us know what you guys think about Photon of Galaxy. Did you guys go in? Were you disappointed on Photon's
Photon's big thumb down. That's not even like slightly up. That's big thumb down.
How did you like how relevant the Xyz monsters became? Abyss Dweller, Photon Strike Bouncer, and Roach have become extremely relevant in the tournament meta.
Malevolent Sin. You keep forgetting Malevolent Sin.
Malevolent Sin. It's all right, man.
It's good. It's good.
He's cool.
Or hashtag Butterspy.
Or hashtag Butterspy. Did you guys make a farm deck video out of the Butterspy?
I did. Thanks for watching it.
Yeah, it was a good video.
All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here, but you should get in the Discord because it's free. The tournaments are free. The new player help is free. Check out Kamel on Thursdays doing Battle Phase of the Rising Sun at 5 a.m. Eastern.
6 a.m. Eastern.
5 a.m. Central Time where I am. Check me out on Saturday nights doing the new player stream. That's 9 p.m. EST, roughly after Battle Phase Saturday's done. But all right, we're gonna get out of here. I'm Circus. That's Kamel.
Peace out, guys.
All right, we'll see you next time.